The head of the Met Police has disclosed that officers are investigating whether prison guards helped Daniel Khalife to escape from Wandsworth Prison. The focus of the search today is on a park in southwest London, close to a flat owned by the terror suspect's family. It is mind-boggling that Daniel Khalife had access to knives in the prison kitchen, a barrister and former reviewer of terrorism legislation has said. Lord Carlisle told BBC Radio 5 Live that the escape was a catastrophic incident and questioned why Khalife was housed in a Category B prison. He was working in the kitchen and wearing a chef's uniform before he escaped by clinging to the underside of a food lorry on Wednesday. It is mind-boggling that Daniel Khalife had access to knives in the prison kitchen, a barrister and former reviewer of terrorism legislation has said. Lord Carlisle told Media Live that the escape was a catastrophic incident and questioned why Khalife was housed in a Category B prison. He was working in the kitchen and wearing a chef's uniform before he escaped by clinging to the underside of a food lorry on Wednesday. Here's a reminder of the CCTV footage we received yesterday of the van that appears to have been involved in Khalife's escape. He was declared missing at 7:50 a.m. on Wednesday, around 20 minutes after the bid food van left Wandsworth Prison at 7:32 a.m. The Met was notified of his disappearance at 8:15 a.m. and took immediate action to track down the food delivery van. At 8:37 a.m., officers stopped the van in Upper Richmond Road, near the junction with Carlton Drive. They spoke to the driver and carried out a search, which revealed strapping on the underside of the van. It's believed Khalife was hiding underneath the van and used this strapping as part of his escape. Helicopters are still flying over the treetops in Richmond Park this morning, as the hunt for Daniel Khalife enters its third day. If you're just joining us, the park was the subject of searches overnight. Khalife is thought to know the area well, with his mother and sister believed to have lived in a flat nearby until a few years ago. Sir Mark Rowley, head of the Met Police, has renewed calls for information from the public. Police are looking at whether Daniel Khalife was assisted by prison guards or other inmates as part of their investigation, the head of the Met Police has said. Sir Mark Rowley said, bits of intelligence have led to police activity in forces around the country, meaning there are more police involved than the 150 counter-terrorism officers previously confirmed to be engaged in the manhunt. This is a massive operation, well into 3 figures of officers involved, Sir Mark told LBC's Nick Ferrari. We've got somebody charged with Terrorist and Official Secrets Act offensives. That is extremely concerning that he is now back on the loose and we need to get hold of him as quickly as possible. He said it seems odd he was not in a high-security prison, but instead escaped from a Category B jail. The commissioner declined to comment on where Khalife detached himself from the lorry, but he said the escape was clearly pre-planned. Asked why the police waited until 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday to alert the public to the escape, Mr. Rowley said opening the phone lines can generate a lot of noise, not just helpful tips. If we thought he was about to go out immediately and be an immediate threat to local communities, of course that would have been a factor, but that's not a factor in this case.